Have you ever played a game of chess and you thought about quitting? Or have you ever thought, man, I wish I was as good as that guy or this guy? Well, here's a beginner to intermediate opening for white that is sure to cause chaos for your opponent. So it starts with e4, e5, then knight f3 and knight c6. Now this, after 2 moves of chess, this is the most common setup. Then you play c3. What it does is you sacrifice your development square to have this open diagonal for your queen and be able to set up a big pawn center. Now, there are a few moves that they can play. They can play bishop to c5. They can play knight f6. They could play d6, or the best move, which is d5. Now, I can't explain everything, or else it would take probably hours. So I'm just going to show you the most common moves. So, we're going to start with the most common move, which is knight f6. Now, you're going to play d4, and they can either take on d4 or take on e4. Now, if they take on d4, then you're going to push this knight back. And basically just have these two the Ponziani center pawns, P-O-N or P-A-W-N, Ponziani. And it's just going to be very frustrating for your opponent to play, because they have no good moves unless they want to move to the ends of the board. Or they could also take on e4. Now, you're going to attack the knight. The knight's going to run away. And then you're going to take the pawn back. Now, there's a very nasty, despicable trap that happens when they play d6. And that's when you play bishop to b5 check. They'll block, and then you'll take back with your pawn. And there are a few ways that this could go, but they could either take with the pawn, and then you get a free knight, or take the rook for a bishop. They could also take with the knight, which is very, very similar. It's the exact same thing pretty much. But they could also play queen to b6, threatening checkmate and threatening the bishop. Now, discover check, king moves, 4, king moves again, under promote to a knight, check, and it's a fork. You have 2 forks on the board. So then, you take their rook, you take their queen, and what they get is a knight and a bishop. And you are up in a crazy amount of material. You're up 21 points of material, 11 moves into the game. And it is such a game changer. And I'm going to show you bishop to c5, which is not a good move. You attack, you trade pawns, they give a check. Then you'll block it and develop your knight. If they take, you just take back. But you also have a number of moves. If you go here, then you push them back, and then you can move up. But there's a fork. Get the easy bishop without having a lot of troubles. And it's very hard to defend against this fork, or even if you go here, then it's check. And there is almost nothing that your opponent can do. Now, it is a little bit different since they never took here, but that's the gist of bishop to c5. Now, I'm going to show you another not so great move, which is d6. You will still play d4. If they take, you take, and they don't have much. They could gambit a pawn, or trade a pawn, I guess, and then just be absolutely destroyed. Like, that's what happens. Or they could just completely, they could just develop. You attack. They can't take here. I mean, they could take there, but it's not looking good for them if they do. You want to put both on the second file. So, it's just a really frustrating game for anybody that plays against this, because then you'll have checks. Now, the best move is d5. I would play a4, queen to a4. Then they could either attack or f6. f6 is a beautiful move because it prevents you from attacking the knight, but not there. They bring out their queen, and it's just a little bit of an annoying game for them, because then they have this pawn that doesn't really let them do anything, because what? You can't, I guess you could take the check, but it's just not efficient enough. And then you have almost nothing that you can do from here. Your f6 lines are very important. Now, I will make another video just going over the f6 lines, because it is such a big game changer when they play here, because it's pretty much exactly what you were trying to do with this, except on the opposite side of the board. So, now that those are done, I am going to play a game, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to play a 5-minute game. So, here is my game. Started like the Ponziani starts, and they played knight f6. So then I attacked their knight and got my 2 Ponziani pawn center. Now, they immediately checked me, and I have this 3 line of pawns right in the middle, and I pinned the knight to the king, and then they castled. Now, I didn't win by checkmating, but I won because they made a blunder that completely lost them the game. Now, although it didn't go exactly how the Ponziani does, it was still a game that can show how powerful the Ponziani is, because with one mistake with the Ponziani, it's game over. There's almost nothing you can do. And even if they hadn't done it, they could have done most things. I had here, and then my plan was, I'm just going to move random pieces, to go here, there, 1, I have to walk away, and I could take here, and then no matter what you do, it's checkmate next move. Thank you for watching this video, and I really hope that you will consider subscribing. Bye.